Hi, this is Julian from Pro Tools Expert, and today I'm going to be looking at the DAD AX32, which is the most extraordinary piece of equipment, and I think we need to have a look around it. First off, who are DAD? They're Digital Audio Denmark. They're owned by NTP, who, despite my first thoughts, are nothing to do with network time protocol. NTP make cross-point switchers and high channel counts, audio converters, amongst other things. DAD don't refer to this as being an audio interface, although it's what a lot of us would recognise it as. They refer to it as a converter system, because that's exactly what it is. It, depending on how you choose to load it up, can take a wide variety, a very high channel count of audio and digital inputs, and you can use it as a extremely high quality converter, converting digital signals to other forms of digital signal and analog to digital and digital to analog, and also as a kind of very large recallable cross-point switcher or digital patch bay, and it does all of those things remarkably well. So before we have a look at it in detail, we should probably have a look at the hardware itself. You buy a chassis and you load it up with optional modules. Some stuff comes as standard, most stuff doesn't. Let's have a look at the front panel and the back panel and take it from there. Looking at the front panel of the AX32, after the cut-out backlit DAD logo, there are two rows of 16 LEDs. The top row are for analog to digital conversion. These glow yellow when there's a signal present above -42 dB and go into red when it's approaching clipping. And the bottom row are for digital to analog conversion. They are green when there's a carrier present, and they go yellow when there's a signal present on that channel. The only other thing on the front panel is the LCD display with some buttons for making changes on there. It's very basic stuff to do with sample rate and clocking and things like that. Moving on to the back of the AX32, things are a lot busier. The unit that I've got has two power supplies installed for dual redundant operations, so there are two IECs. Because of that second IEC, there's no power switch, although if you have just the basic chassis without the two power supplies, the power switch sits in the base where the second IEC is. We've got 8 channels of AES EBU on D subs and 64 in and out of MADI on BNCs. There are 2 ports for connection to HDX, which can either be set up to operate as 2 primaries or as a primary and expansion port. Clocking on BNCs, AES11 in as a sync source, and we've got a pair of SFP modules, that's small form factor pluggable optical transceivers for MADI. Then there are 2 Ethernet ports. If you have the Dante module installed, these offer Dante operation. If not, they're for control, connection to DADMAN, and without an Ethernet connection and some software control, you can't do very much with this unit. Then we have 8 slots. The slots can be filled up in any combination that you wish. In the example I'm reviewing, there are 32 mic inputs on 3 cards, and on 7 and 8 there are 2 analog outputs, although they are mislabelled in this example as analog ins. They're actually output cards, line level output cards. The AX32 supports 44.1 through to 192, but also supports DXD, which is an editable version of DSD, and that pushes the frequency response right the way out to 384 kilohertz, which is unusual, and you can see the response on this plot here. Come back for part 2 when I'll be checking out the DADMAN software that used to control the AX32. I've been Julian, see you next time.